Furries, hardcore. I never thought I'd ever talk about both of these subcultures in one conversation ever. But apparently the Bay hardcore scene, they're not a fan of adults in fursuits. And I'm here to tell you why. But before that, we gotta talk about furries just for a little second. What's a furry? Why do they do this? Why do they look like that? So I've been on the internet for quite some time. And my relationship with furries, I don't have the best track record. I even streamed myself bullying furries back in the day. I'm not proud of it. I'm not. I was a dick. And I still don't get it. All right. I still don't understand why they like having personas or whatever. But what I do know is there's a little bit of miscommunication going on with the furry scene. All right. Everyone seems to think it's just a bunch of weirdos in animal costumes and they just kick each other down when that's not entirely the case. I know there's a handful of people that are like that. All right. Anthpo, he did a whole video on it. He invited himself to like a furry sex party thing. It's a wild video. But for the most part, it seems like it's just a community of people that enjoy this style of art, okay? And the community is strong. The art style is colorful. People feel like they can freely express themselves without feeling judged. Doesn't that sound a little familiar to you? The hardcore scene, pretty similar. Why do people like hardcore? The art is cool. The community is tight. The culture is about acceptance, no matter who you are. Unless you're a furry, I guess. So kind of similar, right? Kind of similar, not gonna lie. And obviously hardcore culture goes a lot deeper. All right, don't come at me because I didn't list every single rule of hardcore and hardcore culture. I'm just scratching the surface just to get my point across. Now, I don't want to come off as a closeted furry because I'm not. All right, very far from it. I'm just past the point of judgment for these people. I don't care if they exist as long as they're not hurting anyone, and it seems like they're not. They're just doing their little furry thing on their corner of the internet and the world, and that's fine. Who gives a shit? Let them be in their suits. Let them draw their caricatures, okay? Who cares? Now, there's a show going on in the Bay Area, and let me pull up the flyer here because it's a pretty good show. You got Tsunami, Snuffed on Sight. You got No Pressure, Pain of Truth. It's a pretty good show, all right? Look, Out of Pocket is playing, pretty stacked. But this screenshot went around, and it seems like the booking company or whatever, RNRG Presents, they put this screenshot up. And the screenshot is their FAQ, right? Like, what's the parking situation like? Will there be food? X, Y, and Z. But they made sure to give us a little note on the bottom here. They don't want to say this on the page, but absolutely no furries or motherfuckers wearing fursuits are allowed at the fest. Do what you want at Gilman. I can't control that, but fuck no, you will not wear that at the main fest. That shit is not okay. And one of the bands on the bill co-signed it. They're down, which goes to show it seems like the scene is with this, okay? They don't want furries at the show. Not sure why, but I'm trying to figure that out. I took a look at the Reddit comments, and one of them said that a furry hopped on stage and hey man, if you're in a tough guy hardcore band, you do not want any footage. You don't want no videos, no pictures of a furry on stage with you, not even in a crowd. You got stain you don't want to tarnish, brother. Furries at our show? Do you think our music caters to furries? No, fuck no, ew. And I did read most of the Reddit comments, and a lot of people are saying that if you go to a hardcore show with your fursuit, that's just like really cringe main character energy, which I kind of agree with. It's kind of like, hey everyone, look at me. I'm a furry and I'm at a hardcore show. I'm here to prove to you guys that, yeah, you could be a furry and throw down with the fellas. Yeah, I'm a furry, so what? I like hardcore too. Hardcore furries, yeah, that's us. We exist. It's kind of cringe. It is. And some of the comments are saying that the real problem is it's annoying for the show attendees because it's already a limited space. So if you're wearing this massive suit, that's making the limited space more limited. You're taking up so much space. Not only that, you're blocking the vision for the people behind you. You're blocking vision for the crowd. Shit like that. And those two things, they're not wrong, right? That's a perfectly fine criticism. But this thread is just a bunch of furry hate. Like literally filled to the brim of furry hate. Like a lot of these comments have nothing to do with the show. They're just basically saying fuck furries. And here's the thing. hardcore culture is supposed to be accepting for everyone. I'm gonna be real with you. That thread didn't seem too accepting. No suits allowed. I understand. I get it. I agree with you. But the Instagram story kind of worded it in a way of it's like no furries in general. Like literally right here, absolutely no furries. And when I read that, I feel like it's implying no face paint, no tails, no indication you're a furry at all. And if it's not what they're implying, I feel like they should probably clarify it. While editing, I realized not everyone is going to know this, but you can be a furry without wearing the suit. Okay, wearing the suit is like the extreme length of being a furry, and most furries don't even own a suit because of how expensive they are. So if you go to like a convention or something, a lot of them are just like I mentioned in this video, like face paint or like the clip-on tail and just like stupid shit like that, like fake ears and stuff like that. That's pretty important, and I think I should clarify that. That's why I mentioned when they say no furries allowed, there is a difference from saying no furries allowed versus no fursuits allowed. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, again, don't bring these annoying ass fucking suits. However, what's the difference from dressing like you're into furry fandom and being like a scene kid? Stylistically, they're not too far apart, all right? I just think it's kind of lame to suppress people's way on how to express themselves, like by looking a certain way or wearing a certain accessory or a t-shirt or whatever. Again, hardcore is supposed to be inclusive, okay? And I'm not picking a side here because I do think you should look and dress however the fuck you want. But if you're going to a hardcore show in a tight space or whatever, don't bring this big ass fucking suit thinking you're the main character. That shit is not funny. It is not cool. It's fucking lame. You're not only ruining the experience for everyone around you, but yourself too. All right. It's probably going to be hot as fuck in that bitch. What are you doing? You will be cooking in that fucking fursuit. I do feel like there's some sort of story here, okay? There has to be a reason why they don't want furries specifically at shows. I feel like something happened, but I can't find anything about it. The only comment I see here is there was a show at the Gilman the other night where a few furries attended. One went up on stage during Slant, and apparently everyone's vibe was killed. If that's your reasoning, the vibe was killed, I don't know what to tell you, brother. That's stupid. I replied to the comment asking if they were wearing the suits because I do think that makes a difference. If they were wearing the suit, I can see how that's like annoying, but if they weren't, like, who gives a shit? This low-key reminds me of a story from a few years ago. During a From Joy show, I believe it was, some dude, he got knocked out. Like, he was wearing the big furry head and some dude was crowd killing, hit the dude so fucking hard in the eye. His eye was like not moving. It was like that. And the crowd killer was like wanted by police or something. But on this channel, I typically touch on like bands, hardcore, punk, metal, emo, whatever. But yesterday's video, I spoke about Kanye West kind of brainwashing Dave Blunt's. And if you're interested, go ahead and click right here because I shot some spitballs and I think you're going to want to as well.